Say so. I feel this morning this this really peaceful vibe. I'm here at the cabin. Kijani and I came up last night, um, and it's almost like for the whole week, all I could think of was just getting away with him and spending some time with him. Usually he comes to me on the weekends, but his mom went away this summer, and so well she does pretty much every summer she goes away, and so this gave me the chance, to spend time with him. I find out when I spend time with him in the city that there's always something that we need to do or we need to go do, and we're always in a crowd or we're always someplace where we don't have each other's attention. But when we come to the mountains, even though we're not in the same room at the same time, it's almost like us just being in the same environment. It just kind of changes everything. I get to see him as a kid, and I get to see him, try to navigate his way through all of his encounters and all of his situations. And and I realize that he's doing a magnificent job. I used to shout at him, you know, and in the past I used to beat him. And then one day I just came to the realization that this guy is an amazing spirit, and there's nothing that I need to do but just communicate with him. And so since then I just talk to him. I don't even raise my voice to him. I just talk to him. I just reason with him. I just let him, see it from a different perspective, and then he can choose. So as his dad, I take my role very seriously. I take my role very seriously. The time that I spend with him is very important to me because I recognize that a lot of his choices are going to be based on who I am and what it is that I represent in his life. Each moment that we spend together, it's an opportunity for us to connect. And if it is that as his dad, I can figure out how to lead the way and connect with goodness and connect with things that are going to pull good things towards him, and towards us in general. And I don't know if I can somehow teach him that without using my words. I think, well, I know that he'll be able to make the right decisions for himself, you know. So I don't worry about too much. I don't try to figure out everything, and how it is that this is going to happen and that is going to happen. I know enough now from my own journey to know that it is what it is in every aspect. In every way that you can imagine, it just is what it is. Your life is what it is right now because of everything that has gone on in your life previous. If it is that you take a good look at that and you understand that, then it prepares you incredibly for what it is to come next. And that's the beauty. That's the power that you have. When it is that you have people in your life, don't be so much to try to get them to do the right thing and get them to say the right thing. Become the right thing. Live your life in such a way that if it is that they somehow imitate or emulate or whatever it is, if they see you in any kind of light where they want to take anything away from you and make it a part of them, that's an incredible thing. So if it is that you have that understanding, then rather than trying to raise your children and get them to follow rules and all of these different kind of stuff, just let them live in a space where whatever it is that you preach is what it is that takes place in that space. Just live in just live in it with integrity. And once you're able to do that, once you're able to be at peace with all that you do and all that you bring, and you can be that in your every moment, then the people around you, the things around you, will respond accordingly. So become a good mom by becoming the best you, and become a good dad by becoming the absolute best you. Don't pressure yourself. You are naturally good at this. You're naturally good at taking care of you. You're naturally good at just fixing and balancing and just sorting out. You are good at it. You have everything. You're like a car that came down with every single tool that it needs to do whatever job it needs to get done. You have everything that you need. All you have to do is just focus on becoming the best you possible. And then that will elevate you to a level where you can have access to the resources that will allow you to live that life. You've been growing you all along. You've been raising you all along. Ever since the day of your birth, your quest has been to become the best you possible. And that's why you try to get into the best schools, and that's why you try to go into the best church, and that's why you try to get into this and to that. And all of these different things is a desire for you to become your best. But you need not join any groups, you need not be affiliated with anything, because the best, oh my goodness, if you just allow yourself to understand that everything in this universe, everything that you come in contact with is there, is put there so that you can figure out how to get the best out of it and then live a life of absolute bliss. If everywhere you turn, if everywhere you turn, all that exists in that space is goodness, you cannot, you will not, there is no way you can fail. You are everything. You've always been. So rather than have difficulties with the people around you, figure out how to put your ducks in a row and so they can work for you and stop complaining about them shitting in your yard. You are in total control. You absolutely have the power to change your life right here, right now, if you choose. Allow other people to be who they are and put your balance into you becoming the best you possible, and watch how it is that your life just blossom beyond anything that you could ever imagine. Lighten your load. Get rid of all of this weight you've been carrying around about this person, this situation, that situation. You are where you are because that's where you need to be right now so that you can get whatever it is that you need to get balanced with so that you can move on from that space. The level above here is not an unbalanced level. You have to be balanced. You have to know how to balance yourself. So here you are with the knowledge of everything that has gone on in your life, and you can now take a look and see how this served you and how that served you, and you have the power of choice. So yes, that has all that has gone on was kind of like a blur, but now here it is that you understand that if it is that you don't wake up, if you don't sharpen up, another 5 years are gonna go by, 10 years are gonna go by. Before long, you have no idea where the time went because you spent all of it just kind of figuring out, trying to figure out what it is that went on in the past. The future is here. There is now. There's only the eternal now. And what you do in this now will decide or declare what it is that it is in your next now. It is you. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transformed. So each time that you encounter someone or something that makes you feel negative emotions and you get trapped and get caught up and go all the way into that, that's your energy being transformed. That's your energy being transformed. Now, what if you lived your life and continue to stay in a space of integrity? So that's the balance. Find you. Find you. Find that amazing you. Find you. and then all the guidance that you should provide and the people that you're supposed to provide that guidance to. You'll understand the flow. When you're able to remove all your blockages and just allow the goodness to flow in, it's a whole different ball game. And I know you will get there. You will understand your flow. All right. Have a good day, guys.